Welcome to Newsmax TV. I'm Kathleen Walter. A new survey finds voters say no to the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell and to abortions on military bases. Joining us on the phone and from Livonia, Michigan is Elaine Donnelly, the founder and president of the Center for Military Readiness, a public policy organization specializing in military personnel issues. Welcome to Newsmax TV, Elaine.
Nice to talk with you, Kathleen.
Well, thanks for joining us. Elaine, the survey was conducted by the Military Culture Commission but was coordinated by your organization. Real quickly, tell us, what were the results and what did you learn?
Well, we learned that the American people, when they are asked about specifics of the 1993 law regarding homosexuals in the military, they are thinking about it more clearly than has been evidenced in previous surveys. With regard to the law itself, 48%, a plurality of the people we spoke to who were likely voters, not just adults, likely voters, said that they support the status quo, the current law as it is. 45% of voters preferred overturning that law.
Now, on the question of the law referred to as Don't Ask, Don't Tell, why do you think that the public feels so strongly about this? And just as importantly, how do our men and women in uniform feel?
Well, we found something interesting. The subset, the subgroup of likely voters who were military or military family, 57% said they support the current law.
Elaine, some say that if the law is repealed, the military should modify its training programs to recruit more gays and lesbians. What are your thoughts on that?
And we found that by a margin of 55 to 40%, likely voters disagreed with this statement. The military should modify training programs to promote acceptance of openly lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender persons in all military colleges, training programs, and schools that are run by the Department of Defense. Now, that level, 55 to 40% opposition, that is a warning sign to the Pentagon. If they think that just by putting training programs to try to change people's feelings about sexuality, to undermine their natural desire for modesty and privacy in sexual matters, I think the Pentagon, when they think this is, or when they say they think this might be easy, I think they're very much mistaken. This is not going to be easy. In fact, it's not going to happen at all. We're very confident that members of Congress will not vote for this repeal before the election. They're being pressured to do so before the election. They're being pressured to do so before the Pentagon's review is done, which is due in December 1. It would be harmful to the military, and it could break the all-volunteer force, because if people stay away from the military, either they don't join or they leave early in the middle of their career, that pretty much destroys the all-volunteer force, and this is the only military we have. This is a national defense issue of the highest order.
The House already voted to repeal the law behind Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and Senator McCain is trying to put together a filibuster to prevent a vote on the repeal in the Senate in September. What are the consequences for members of Congress who have voted or will vote for repeal?
Voters who see this issue as making a difference, especially those that are military, Republican, independent voters, indicated that they would be less likely to support a member of Congress who votes to overturn the 1993 law. Now, these kinds of percentages, when a legislator, a senator is in a tight race, this matters. The independent voters were very important in this survey because we showed in time after time and issue after issue that they were closer to the Republican view than they were to the Democratic view. One thing we found very interesting was that about half of the Democratic respondents said that if people don't support this agenda, they should be punished in their careers. Really? I mean, this is quite a radical comment for the Democratic voters to say, and it shows you a little bit that the Democratic Party seems to be getting further and further away from a stance of strong support for national defense.
Do you agree with critics who say that this is an effort by President Obama to use the military as a social experiment and
Yes.
possibly as payback for support from gays and lesbians during his presidential campaign?
Yes, we even asked a question about that, and 57% of the respondents, likely voters, said they see this drive for gays in the military as primarily driven by politics, not principle. In the question about priorities, only 1% of the people we spoke to said they see this as a high priority. Again, the president keeps pushing this cause as if it were the most important thing in the world. The voters don't see it that way.
Now, the repeal is included in a military appropriations bill, which also contains a measure to repeal the ban on abortions performed on U.S. military bases, which was submitted by Senator Roland Burris, a Democrat from Illinois. What did your research reveal on this issue, and is this an attempt by the radical left to use the military to accomplish radical social change and mainstream abortion?
The amendment that was inserted into the defense bill in the Senate by Senator Roland Burris is indeed a radical proposal. It would turn every military base in the United States as well as overseas into an abortion facility. And this proposal, when we put it to the 1,000 likely voters that we spoke to and asked them about it, by a margin of 49 to 41%, they opposed that. They also indicated that lawmakers who vote for abortions in tax-funded military facilities do so at their own political peril. 43% would be less likely, and 21% more likely to vote for the members of Congress who do so. Again, these figures are important regardless of political party. There are a number of Democrats who identify with the pro-life cause. If they see these numbers, I think they would think twice before voting for a defense bill that has authorization for abortions in military hospitals.
All right, Elaine Donnelly, founder and president of the Center for Military Readiness, thanks so much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.